You probably don't realize it, but there's a subtle psychological battle happening on your screen every single day. It's all about this hidden language of shapes, and it explains why almost everything in your digital life is specifically designed to appeal to the most ancient parts of your brain.
Okay, just do me a favor. Take a look at your phone, right now. See those app icons? The notification bubbles? That little button you're about to press? What do they all have in common? Yep, rounded corners. Once you start looking for it, you realize it's literally everywhere, isn't it?
And you might think, oh, that's just a style trend, right? Someone did it and everyone else copied it. But it's not. Not at all. The real reason goes so much deeper than that. We're talking about pure psychology and how our brains have been wired for millions of years.
So, let's get right into it. This whole thing really boils down to our brain's primal preference. It's kind of like there's an ancient battle happening inside our heads, a silent war between circles and squares.
Think of it like this. Our brains basically speak two different shape languages. First, you've got rectangles and squares. These shapes just scream order and logic, right? They're the shapes of our man-made world, buildings, books. They feel trustworthy and reliable, but they can also feel a little cold, a little restrictive. Then you've got the other language, circles and curves. These are the shapes of nature, the sun, a human face, a smooth stone. They just feel different. They signal harmony, safety, and community. They're just instantly approachable.
And believe it or not, this built-in preference for nature's shapes actually has a name. It's called the biophilic hypothesis. It's this cool idea that we're fundamentally hardwired to seek connections with nature because, that's the environment we evolved in for millennia. And honestly, this one idea is the key that unlocks this entire design mystery.
This gets right to the heart of that gut reaction you have. Our ancient survival instincts, that old lizard brain, is still running the show. Subconsciously, a sharp, angular shape could be a threat. Think about it. A shard of rock, a thorn, the tooth of a predator. That means danger. But a soft curve? That signals a safe, natural environment. It just immediately puts us at ease.
Okay, so that's the ancient history part. But how does this primal psychology play out today in the multi-trillion-dollar tech industry? Well, let's put two of the biggest titans under the microscope, Apple and Microsoft, and see how they use this language of shapes.
So Apple, they are the undisputed masters of this. Seriously. They've basically declared war on the sharp 90-degree corner in their software. Their icons aren't just simple rounded squares. No way. They use a very specific shape called a squircle, which is this perfect mathematical blend of a square and a circle that feels even more soft and organic.
And by using these soft shapes everywhere consistently, they have forged their entire brand identity. Apple's technology feels friendly, humane. It feels less like a cold, calculating machine and more like a polished pebble you'd find on a beach. It's something you intuitively just want to pick up and hold.
Now, let's contrast that with Microsoft's design journey. Oh man, remember the Windows 8 Metro design? It was the absolute peak of rectangular thinking. Sharp corners, rigid grids. A lot of people called it cold or even robotic. But look at them today. Their whole Fluent design system is all about bringing curves back. App windows, icons, menus. Everything is getting a softer, more human feel. It's a huge sign that they learned that a more organic design just feels better for us.
Okay, let's zoom in on the single most critical element on any screen. The button. Just look at these two shapes. Don't overthink it. Which one just feels more clickable? Which one invites you to press it? I bet you already have your answer. Your brain made the choice in a split second.
And it's not just a feeling, The data is crystal clear. Countless A/B tests have shown that rounded buttons consistently outperform sharp ones. And here's the wild reason why. Eye tracking studies show that sharp corners actually point our eyes away from the words in the button. But a curve gently guides our focus inward, right to the action word. A rounded button just feels more like an object you're supposed to press. And what about perfect circles? Well, there's a reason every single social media app, from TikTok to LinkedIn, uses circular avatars for profile pictures. The circle acts like a natural spotlight. It crops out all the distracting corners in the background and focuses our attention right where we're hardwired to look, at another human face. It just instantly creates a stronger sense of connection.
So after all this, you might be thinking, okay, got it. Rectangles are bad, curves are good. But no, that's not it at all. The rectangle is not the enemy here. The real secret, the art of amazing design, isn't about choosing curves over squares. It's about finding the perfect balance between them.
And the very best designers, they often follow a simple but incredibly powerful guideline to get that balance just right. It's all about a little something called the 80-20 split. And here's how it works. About 80% of your design should be the foundation, those stable, rectangular grids that organize everything and make it feel safe and orderly. Designers call this refuge. The other 20%, that's for the soft, curved, interactive elements. Your buttons, your tags, your avatars. These are the things that draw your eye and invite you to engage. They call that prospect. So you see, it's like building a stable, orderly house with rectangles and then filling it with welcoming, interactive furniture made of curves. So, why does any of this matter to you? Well, because once you understand this hidden language, you are never, ever going to look at your phone the same way again.
So here's the bottom line. Nothing on your screen is there by accident. Shapes speak a silent language directly to your brain. You're wired by nature to prefer curves because they feel safer, but you also need the order and stability that rectangles provide. And every great design you love is a masterclass in balancing these two primal needs perfectly. Ultimately, this huge, industry-wide shift away from sharp corners and towards soft curves is really a recognition of one simple truth. We're not designing for abstract users or data points, we're designing for human beings, for emotional, nature-loving creatures, even when we're staring at a screen made of glass and pixels.
So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you've seen behind the curtain, can you ever go back? Look at your apps, your favorite websites, the dashboard in your car. You'll start to see it everywhere. A world carefully shaped just to speak to the oldest parts of your mind.